So the Las Vegas Aces have been a bit of a weird scenario the last while. They have been. They have been in a really, really weird scenario for the last 2 years, and it's all been about the salary cap circumvention that was very clearly going on. Very clearly going on. Like, there's no question about it that they were trying to pay players under the table. They were doing a Kawhi Leonard type thing. So every player who played for the Aces got paid an additional $100,000 by the Las Vegas Tourism Board, which doesn't seem like, well, it's a lot of money. Let's be real. It's a lot of money to anyone, especially these players where 100,000 was the average salary in the league. They were getting paid that as an additional payment on top of what they were getting paid, which basically meant was why a lot of players were taking lower salary. They were taking lower salary to go and play for the Aces rather than playing for somebody else. And with that being said, the WNBA were investigating it. Obviously they were. Look, I'm not blaming the Aces. I'm not blaming the Las Vegas Tourism Board, to be honest. I'm not really blaming everyone because, let's be real. Salary cap circumvention when people are getting paid 100 grand. There's no way that every team in the league was not pushing different things. They were not pushing different reasons for for salary cap circumvention. Like for players to get paid more for going there. There's no, like, you can't say that the what you call it, was it the Mercury? Yeah, it was the Mercury. She was with Phoenix. The Mercury didn't do it for Sophie Cunningham. They clearly did. They clearly did for Sophie Cunningham because she took way less than what she was worth. But the Phoenix Suns paid her way more than her WNBA contract to do media for the Suns. Like, that is not an uncommon thing. And a lot of players got the same. I mean, okay, yeah. And by the way, the Fever apparently, like the rumor, like the Fever are going to have to do it. The Fever are going to have to get Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham to take a pay cut by saying, okay, look at how much extra money you can make by being a member of the Indiana Fever. Like, that is how big market teams work in the NBA. And that's how a lot of big markets work. It's how a lot of contracts do work. And the Aces obviously had the advantage of, we will pay you 100 grand extra. And the fact is, they got caught. Which meant getting caught means you realistically have to, you have to go and, face the punishment, unfortunately. Just like Clippers, I can guarantee you Kawhi Leonard is not the only person to have gotten improper benefits from their team. I can guarantee you it's not only Kawhi Leonard. There are a lot more people that have gotten paid extra money from their NBA teams in order to, sign maybe a team-friendly deal or to choose that team over another team. But the Clippers got caught, so the Clippers could be very much punished for this whole situation. And I don't know what's going to happen here with the Aces because obviously you can see right here, it's they've stopped this partnership, but it's still an investigation. The fact that it continued even with an investigation, frustration should have been given full stop while it was being investigated. Could have started more legal ways to get use of those sponsorships. It says here they will not continue. At the end of the day, I do think they could have fought it. And I do think fighting it would have been an interesting one because had they fought it, we start to have a different conversation. We start to have a really different conversation had they fought it. Because if they fought it and won, it opens up team-wide sponsorships for money and the players get paid more money. It does. It absolutely does start off start that precedent. However, I'm going to be honest. Here. It was never going to happen that way. A lot of these, there's always cheap owners. There are always cheap owners in sports and bad organizations that are like, no, that's an unfair advantage for them. I'm like, well, yes, they're a better team than you are. That being said, I'm surprised the Aces may well get punished for this. With the higher Supermax increased salaries, they don't really need it. And again, this just proves it as well, that this was because 100k extra is nothing to the tourism board, and that's not going to bring, with the higher salaries and Supermax, it's not going to bring as many players to Vegas. So they got rid of it when they're like, oh, the WNBA are investigating us, and it's not that big of a deal anymore. So yeah, it's now the time when they're going to get rid of it. But I still think there could be repercussions. There could be punishments. I think it genuinely could be a big time punishment on the way. Which, look, I don't think they're going to lose their pick this year. I don't think they really can lose the pick this year, to be honest. But there's no guarantee. There is still no guarantee that they're able to keep their picks the whole time. There's no guarantee they're going to keep their 2027 pick, keep their 2028 pick. Like, imagine if they lose their 2027 pick because of this, and then it ends up being a case where the Wings just lose their pick. Like, if the Wings randomly just lose their pick because of a bullshit the Aces did, it would be hilarious. If Wings lose a pick they traded for. So basically, they traded Alyssa Smith. They just gave away Alyssa Smith. So I don't know. Maybe they can't really punish them in that way. I genuinely don't know. I don't know what the WNBA are going to do, but it does seem like a bit of a rough situation all around for the WNBA. The Aces got away with it. It seems like it does seem like the Aces just completely got away with salary cap circumvention with no punishment. And at the end of the day, like, this is something where, yeah, I got the players pay more money. If I'm a player, I'm absolutely fine with taking the money. But like, on an organizational level, it probably shouldn't have been allowed. It definitely shouldn't have been allowed. We can be real here. It definitely should not have been allowed on an organizational level. Or it should have opened the floodgates that everyone's allowed to do it. It should open the floodgates for that. But now we're at the stage where the Aces might have benefited from it for multiple years. Won a championship. They won 2 championships in that spell, and now it's done. And the Aces championship window might still be open because apparently NECA might be taking a pay cut to go there. But yeah, it's a mad one. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think that the Aces should not have been punished for this? Do you guys think it was 100% in the right? I'm on the side of, I don't think any player should be punished. I think the organization should be. I think the player is taking the money. Yeah, go get the bag. Go get your bag. If you're offered more money, so be it. It's not your fault. But I think on an organizational level, they did break the rules. Morally, I don't necessarily think that anything wrong, to be honest. But in terms of the rules, if every team was allowed to do it, it would be one thing, but they weren't.